So you're curious how Trump overperformed so dramatically with young people in the last election? Here's a really good indication how it happened. A study done by researchers at Northwestern found 88% of college students said they pretended to be more progressive than they actually are to succeed academically or socially. And more than 80% said they submitted classwork that misrepresented their real views in order to conform to the progressive views of the professor. You ever hear the phrase, the majority, the tyranny of the minority, I should say? That's what it is. Small group of people controlling how everyone else thinks. Censoring their own cultural and gender and family views is exactly what this is. People censoring themselves to fit in. According to Tufts, 42% of young people aged 18 to 29 voted for Trump in 2024. That's a number that shocked a lot of people, that many young people went for him. But he broke through all of that and said, you don't have to be this way. It shouldn't be so shocking. Young people aren't nearly as woke as many had thought. Isn't that good news? Emily Sturge is a campus reform reporter. We also have podcast host Link Lauren with us, and good to have you both on. Emily, it really is that tyranny of the minority was the first thing I thought of, because you have these professors and all these psychos that make everybody have to comply and conform, or else they're labeled as offensive or racist or whatever it is, right?
You absolutely do. But, I think this trend is well out the door. Look, the study was taken over the past 2 years. Most of it happened under the Biden-Harris administration. And just within the last 7 months of this administration, as a reporter for the Leadership Institute's Campus Reform, I've been talking about Gen Z is leading a revival in conservatism and patriotism, faith, family, religious values, also the military recruitment boom. There's been an uptick in campus enrollment of conservative organization. Look, there's Harvard Republicans that are saying that there's never been a better time to be a conservative at that elite institution. I think the tide is turning, and if we did the study again today, I think this number would be cut in half.
It is something else. Link, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I definitely think young people are shifting to the right because the American dream is not obtainable on the left. They want open borders, they want men and women's sports, they want crime to run amok on the streets. And young people said enough is enough. We are shifting to the right, and the Republican Party is speaking to their top concerns. And then on a superficial level, right, you see so many young men shifting to the right because these liberal young women are shrill, they're obnoxious, they want to talk about freezing their eggs and how they hate men, and most of them look like Chewbacca and haven't shaved their legs in a year. Okay, so it's no surprise that young men are shifting to the right. They've had it. They're done with all the progressive nonsense.
Ooh, Link hitting hard. That's pretty good. I like that. I want to switch topics here. I want to talk about Vanity Fair, which is one of the worst magazines, and all these magazines are terrible, Cosmopolitan, all of them. The employees are vowing to quit their jobs if Melania Trump gets a spot on the cover. According to the Daily Mail, several anonymous staffers saying there'd be a meltdown if the editor, Mark Giudice, went through with his idea. One staffer said they'll walk out the mother effing door and half my staff will follow me. Others saying that they're going to go bag groceries at Trader Joe's if they have to. Emily, it's amazing how, they literally think of Trump as this vicious despot that's tyrannical, is destroying the country. They've bought into this ideology, and they're there to protect us from him.
They can leave just like those celebrities that threatened to leave the country if Trump came back into office. Guess what? Many of those celebrities are still here. They haven't gone anywhere. Matter of fact, Melania Trump has really inspired young women to dress beautifully, to dress very classy. She's a fashion icon, so she certainly deserves this magazine cover.
Yeah, and Link, how crazy was it that she was hands down the most beautiful first lady we ever had, and nobody wanted to touch her for the cover of a magazine in the whole first term?
No, they put Jill Biden on the cover of Vogue 3 times, Michelle Obama on the cover of Vogue 3 times. Those aren't the most appealing women. No. The First Lady Melania Trump is objectively stunning. She was a supermodel. She's self-made. She speaks multiple languages. She's an immigrant. But because she happens to have an R next to her name, of course, this liberal literati in New York City, they're going to unfairly malign her. But First Lady Melania Trump, she's a legend, an icon, and smart as a whip, and focused on her initiatives.
Emily and Link, good to see you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.